और प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Kalanayatacham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandandat Koti Kamaniyam Vishesha Shobham. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Krishna Bhakti Hoya Hoyte
Krishna Bhakti Hoya
Hoyte Guru Padma Vakya Chite Dekoriya Kya Vakya Chite Dekoriya Kya Guru Padma Vakya Chite Dekoriya Kya Chite Dekoriya Kya Hare na kori ho mani asha 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 Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Jai Prasad Pure Sarva Asha 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 Shubham Niloke Janne Janne Prabhu Se Shubham Niloke Janne Janne Prabhu Se Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vishadharine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vishadharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna
don't remember.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava
Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्वा नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सुन्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तो त्वयि अभद्राणि विदोनोति सुरत्सताम्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to monthly Bhagavada-Gita program. So today we will be discussing one of the very popular verse from first canto, second chapter, verse number 6. So 1 to 6. We do not have a remote, so if you have a phone, you can open the verse. It says Srimad Bhagavatam 1 to 6. Let me share my screen here. Please repeat. Savai pumsa paro dharmo.
सवै पुंसा परो धर्मो।
Savai pumsam paro dharmo.
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो।
Yato bhakti adokyaje.
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे।
Yato bhakti adokyaje.
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे।
Ahituki aprita.
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता।
Ahituki aprita.
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता।
Ye atma suprisiddhati.
ये आत्मासु प्रसिद्धति।
Ye atma suprisiddhati.
ये आत्मासु प्रसिद्धति।
Anyone want to recite?
सवै पुंसाध परो धर्मो
सवै पुंसा परो धर्मो।
यतो भक्तिर्दोक्षज
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे।
अहेतुक्य प्रतिहता
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता।
ययात्मासु प्रसीदति
ययात्मासु प्रसिद्धति।
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो।
यतो भक्तिरधोक्ष्यजे।
Yato bhaktiradokyaje.
अहैतुक्यप्रतिहता
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता।
ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति।
ययात्मासु प्रसिद्धति।
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरधोक्ष्यजे।
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता।
ययात्मासु प्रसीदति
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो
सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो।
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे
यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे।
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता
अहेतुक्यप्रतिहता
ययात्मासु प्रसीदति
ययात्मासु प्रसीदति।
Synonyms: sa, that, why,
वै
certainly,
certainly
punsam,
पुंसां
of mankind,
of mankind।
paraha,
परः
sublime,
sublime।
dharmaha,
धर्मः
occupation,
occupation।
yatha,
यथा
by which,
by which
bhakti,
भक्ति
devotional service,
devotional service।
adokshade,
अधोक्षजे
onto the transcendent,
Unto the transcendence।
ahituki,
अहेतुकी
causeless,
causeless।
apritihata,
अकृतिहता
unbroken,
unbroken।
yaya,
यया
by which,
by which
atma,
आत्मा
the self,
the self
suprisiddhati,
सुप्रसिद्धति
completely satisfied.
completely satisfied।
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The
You should
supreme,
get away
the
from
supreme
me
occupation,
because I'm
dharma,
sitting next.
for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Purport.
He wants to cry, Mom.
In this statement, Sri Sutta Goswami answered the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scripture and present the most essential part so that fallen people or the people in general might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for the human being. One is called Pravriti Marga or the path of sense enjoyment, and the other called Nivriti Marga, the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful and full of knowledge. Material existence is temporary, illusionary and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just the futile attempt to get rid of the miseries, and temporary cessation of misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressive material enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable and illusory, is inferior. But devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which leads to eternal, blissful and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation of ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should, therefore, accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of devotional service to the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposely denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings, and he is the all-attractive living entity or eternal form among all other living beings or eternal forms. Each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole and everything else in his part and parcel. The relation is one of the servant and other and the servant. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our existence in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotional service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditional state of material existence. That will gradually give one the clue to actual life and please him to complete satisfaction. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapesthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvesham Shunyavadi Pashyatade Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So the translation I read one more time. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So this verse is connection to the question asked by sages of the mission. So, quick recap. So, say that when Kali Yuga was about to start, the sages of the mission, there were 10,000 sages who assembled there to perform fire sacrifice. Why they wanted to perform fire sacrifice? Because they want to bring auspicious to the people in Kali Yuga, because they at that time they already sensed that the symptoms of Kali Yuga. You know what could be the symptoms of Kali Yuga? You know, there will be short lifespan. People will be cheated. Their misfortune. You know, there are very less chance to perform bhakti. So that's why, for the benefit of entire society, entire generation, they want to perform yajna. You know, so 10,000 sages assembled in the forest and to perform yajna. Among those sages, there was one elevated soul, Suta Goswami. You know, so Suta Goswami, they requested Suta Goswami to take the Vyasasana and talk about Krishna Katha. Why they choose only Suta Goswami? There are two reasons. One was Suta Goswami was very elevated soul at that time. He was very knowledgeable. Second reason was when Sukadev Goswami narrated Srimad Bhagavatam Parishit, in that assembly, Suta Goswami was also present and he heard that. You know. So because of that, they gave the Vyasasana and requested to speak about Krishna Katha. So they asked 6 prominent questions to start with. You know, entire Bhagavatam is question and answer. You know, that is what Bhagavatam, right? Or Bhakti is all about. Bhakti is Atato Brahma Jigyasa, right? That's what Bhakti starts. Bhakti starts from inquiry. So if you see that everywhere, even Bhagavad-Gita, Arjuna was bewildered, he also put question and Krishna answered. And entire Bhagavatam we see everywhere, all the conversion with that question and answer. And that is what our Bhakti will ignite within us. Like if you want to know real about Bhakti, we need to question. Right? So sages have asked the questions, right? They asked first 6 prominent questions. One of the question is what is the ultimate goal of the living entity, right? And second question was what is the essence of all the scripture? You know, there are many scriptures. We have Vedas, Upanishad, you know, Puranas, Itihasas, and what is the essence of everything? So then we asked other question. They asked to talk about Purusha Avatar. They asked to talk about Leela Avatar. Why did Krishna himself appear? That is another question. You know, Swayam Bhagavan. And the last question was where did Dharma reside after Krishna depart from this material world, right? After that, Sonika Rishi also asked. Sonika Rishi was the head of all the sages. He also asked the further question, etc. He asked talk about Sukadeva Goswami, Parishit Maharaj, and also talk about where and when and how the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that, you know. These questions, you know, the answer to these questions is entire Bhagavatam, right? So to first two questions, like what is the essence of the scripture and what is the ultimate goal of all the living entity? To answer that question here, Sutta Goswami answered. He says the supreme occupation, Sabai Pumsa Paro Dharma. Paro Dharma. So dharma, usually dharma is used in the two contexts basically. The real context, real meaning of dharma is its constitutional nature. That is called dharma. For example, the dharma of water is what? It's flow. The dharma of fire is what? To give heat. Right? Like that, all the living entity has a constitutional nature. So that's what he's saying that. Sabai Pumsa Paro Dharma. Sabai Pumsa means all the human beings, has a constitutional dharma, the nature, constitutional nature means no one can change that. Can you change the fire to stop giving heat? No. Can you change water to flow? No. Right? Similarly, the constitutional dharma, Sabai Pumsa Paro Dharma is to what? Ato Bhaktir Adokshyaje. So, Ato means by which he can perform the devotional service onto Adokshyaje. Adokshyaje means Krishna, who is the beyond the control of senses. That's called Adokshyaje. So he says that the Paro Dharma, the highest dharma of all the living entity, to perform bhakti, the pure devotional service. That is the nature of that. He asked what is the ultimate goal of all the living entity. Sages asked the Paro Dharma. There are two dharma, like Paro Dharma and Apara Dharma we call, or primary dharma or secondary dharma. So, usually what happened, we nowadays, usually the people, they are busy with doing all different activities. They want to take care of their family, they want to take care of their, occupation, their duty, they want to take care of their kids. They want to earn lots of money. So these are all Apara Dharma. Apara Dharma is secondary Dharma. Of course, we need those. But that is not the Paro Dharma. Paro means primary. The Paro Dharma of all the living entity, Bhakti is the primary. That is what here Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami says. And second line is Ahi Tuki Apri Hata. So, how should perform that Dharma? That Bhakti. Okay, we understood. All the living entity must have to perform bhakti. But how should we perform the bhakti? That's what the second line he said that it should be, the bhakti should be performed unmotivated. That is the first requirement of bhakti. Means we should not perform bhakti because of some gain, some material benefit, or some reason behind that. Okay, bhakti should be performed for spiritual reason, that's fine. What could be the spiritual reason? Okay, someone wants to purify himself. Someone wants to connect with Supreme Lords. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. Actually we have a eternal connection with Krishna. But somehow we lost that relationship. And because of our rebellious nature, we want to enjoy ourselves. We want to separate from Krishna. We do not want to serve Krishna. Right? In a spiritual world, that is our duty, our constitutional duty. What in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it says that Jivero Swarupa Hoye Krishna Nitya Das. Nitya Das. Nitya means eternal servant. Das means servant. That is our Krishna. But somehow we develop rebellious nature. No, why should only Krishna enjoy? Why can't we enjoy? Right? We can also enjoy. So that's what we develop the rebellious nature, and we are landed into this material world because. In spiritual world, the Krishna is the only enjoyer. Krishna is the only enjoyer. So we cannot say that we want to stay in the spiritual world, still we want to enjoy. That is not possible. Only that is possible in material world because Krishna created that. Those souls, rebellious souls who want to enjoy themselves, okay, go there, but struggle. Krishna already won. You can go, but these are the conditions. We put the stars. And the stars, there are 10 lists. We just overlook those stars. Usually we do that, right? Wherever condition applied, we don't read that. We just, who reads the condition? We just see very small star. Sometimes we cannot see also. Nowadays we do that. Whenever I go to buy some grocery, I always look, because they say no onion garlic, but at the town it says that this is processed in the facility where something
Yeah.
is done. So that many times overlook that, but later I realized no, that is also we need to see. So similarly, Krishna gave star, and you can go material world and enjoy, but there are these many stars. Along with that, you will develop anxiety. You will be under the control of mood. The Maya. You will be suffered. You will be facing so many miseries. So we all overlook that. But anyway, we have landed here. So what is the goal? Then Krishna did not leave us. Okay, you didn't listen me.
Oh my God.
Just do whatever you want. No, Krishna is so merciful. Krishna, more than we are worried to go back to back to God, right? But Krishna is 100 times more worried than us. Krishna always looks for every humanity how they can come back. So that's why he arranged. He comes in every time, time interval. He sends his representative to give us this bhakti knowledge, real knowledge, to regain that relationship with Krishna, to establish the bhakti principle. That's why Krishna comes and he sends his representative. So here, Sutta Goswami says, when one performs the bhakti, there should not be any motivation. Only motivation is how the bhakti. And it has to be uninterrupted. We should not perform bhakti like whenever we like, right? That's what we do. Now the new year is coming. The January 1st, we go to the Middletown temple. We also usually go every year to Buddhist tradition. You see that overcrowded people. Because they want to do bhakti one day. Overcrowded, and just go and rest of the day we won't see, but one day they. So that's why it's uninterrupted. Bhakti is not like, okay, whenever we like, whenever we do. Bhakti has to be performed uninterrupted. It's unbroken, it's continuously. Unmotivated, uninterrupted, unconditional. Unconditional. There should not be conditional. Okay? So he says, Sutta Goswami says, that's right. Such a devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. When we perform the bhakti, it gives complete bhakti. And it is causeless. It said ahi to ki. Bhakti is a causeless. So, what is the cause of bhakti then? Can anyone say what is the cause of the bhakti? How the bhakti comes into our heart?
Mercy of Vaishnava.
Mercy of Vaishnava. Okay. So which kind of Vaishnava we can get that mercy? So
So first is Shraddha, like you create the Shraddha in yourself, and then Ado Shraddha Tatha. Then it is the Vaishnava Krupa, then you start the Bhajan Kriya. So that way, you reach out to the real.
So so the cause of bhakti is bhakti itself. Bhakti cannot, other can assist, but cause of bhakti is bhakti itself. So people say that, I was expecting some answer that, okay, bhakti comes from Krishna. Actually, bhakti doesn't come from Krishna. Why? If Krishna gives bhakti, then Krishna says that he is unbiased. Then he has to give bhakti to everyone. But bhakti doesn't come from Krishna also. So bhakti, one may say that, okay, bhakti will come sometimes bhajan kriya also. We want to chanting, hearing, and everything we do. That is also, yes, one sense true, but not completely bhakti. What they say that bhakti actually comes from Vaishnavas only. So when Krishna doesn't want to give mercy to everybody. because Krishna knows that one can conquer Krishna only through cause their bhakti. That's why Krishna is, Radharani, he is conquered by Radharani, because Radharani shows such a pure devotional service, no can beat. So that's why Krishna doesn't want to give mercy to everybody so that he will be controlled by everyone. But Vaishnavas they can give mercy to everybody easily. And Krishna says that the Krishna, sometimes the Vaishnavas of mercy, if some true pure Vaishnava gives mercy, and Krishna accept that. Krishna says no. Krishna himself sometimes break his promises. So we have seen many examples, right? Example is a simple example in Mahabharata war. We saw that Krishna told that before the war, Krishna said, he won't pick up any weapon, he won't fight, he just ran. But we see that in between the war, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was furiously attacking Arjuna, Arjuna was unable to protect himself. Such a powerful Yodha, and he is about to die also. Then Krishna realized that how come it possible? He wants Dharma has to be protected. Now I have to give. Immediately he took the weapon and the chariot war and attacked Vishnu. So he broke his own promise, right? So for his devotee he can do anything. So that's why he is known as Bhakta Vatsal. So similarly we know another example where Ambarish Maharaj, right? Ambarish Maharaj, and he was punished by Durvasa Muni, right? We know that past time, right? Ambarish Maharaj did not wait for Durvasa Muni to retire, because the next day was Dwadasi. He had to break the flash, and the Valentine time was crossing, and he was waiting for Durvasa Muni to return from taking back, but he did not wait, and he just sipped the water. And Durvasa Muni came to know that, and he became angry immediately, and he started chastising and wanted to kill him, right? Then immediately Sudarshan Chakra came, because Ambarish Maharaj, the Navavida Bhakti, the 9 stages of 9 types of devotional, and Ambarish Maharaj has done all 9 types. So he is the only prominent example who performed all 9 types of them. Such a pure devotee. And immediately Sudarshan Chakra came and started attacking Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni was running all the planet, upper, lower, but Sudarshan Chakra was chasing. Then he asked forgiveness in front of Krishna. Please forgive me. Now he said that, once I release my Sudarshan Chakra, I cannot retract myself. Then only one person can forgive you to whom you offended. Go and ask forgiveness. So then immediately Durvasa Muni went and asked forgiveness to Ambarish Maharaj, and Ambarish Maharaj forgave, and that's what. So coming back to the point, Krishna, the pure devotee's mercy is so important. That's why we have to take association of the devotees always. If you see that the process, the process of bhakti, adau, shraddha, sadhu sangha comes, then bhajane kriya. First we need to develop little adau, little shraddha, because without shraddha, nothing is possible. How can you do? You don't have any faith. Then how do you even? It's difficult to come. Have little faith. It says that the example is that like when you go to doctor, you do not research about the doctor. You know that when you hear the doctor, you have a faith, blind faith that he will cure you. Then after going to the doctor, then you may think that, oh, this doctor is not curing nice, then I will change. But when the doctor word itself is enough. Like that, we need to develop little faith, start with. Even though you do not have a faith in bhakti, let's have little faith, let's see. Then you need to come under the association of devotees, sadhu sangha. That is very important, because when you are in the like-minded people, that's where we learn. That's when we understand how the sadhus are doing. We need to inquire them, ask them, understand them. You know. So then, Jagannath Baldev Shri So when we inquire them, then what along with them, what we need to do? We need to do bhajana kriya, hearing and chanting. You know, that's very important. Every day we need to chant. That's why Srila Prabhupada, we have a center of Srila Prabhupada. He established this movement. If the Sunday evening, this program would not be there, then the sadhu sangha would not happen, right? So that's why every time we need to grab this opportunity, the sadhu sangha, then bhajana kriya, along with the devotee, do hearing and chanting. That is very important, and follow the footsteps of our acharyas. They have given us so many things, the 4 regulative principles, which are very important and all. So this is what we need to follow. So here, Prabhupada gives very some important points. He says, let me talk about some of the points. So he talk about the he gives the 2 paths, pravriti marga and nivriti marga. The pravriti marga is the path of sense enjoyment, and the other is called nivriti marga, the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice is the superior cause. Supreme cause is superior. So the material existence of the living being is a deceived condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence, which is Brahma Bhuta. So we need to identify our real, actual life. That it's very fundamental. I know every day we hear this, right? But still we need to repeat it, because every day we hear, every day we forget. That's why we need to repeat every day. Even though it's simple, we think, oh, we are the soul, we need to surrender. We hear every day, but the next moment we forget. That's why every day we have to repeat this. That if you see Srila Prabhupada's purport, he talks about this in every purport. People may say that, why Prabhupada will only talk about bhakti, bhakti, bhakti? He doesn't talk about so many things, because we need that only. But if you understand other things, what is the use of that, right? Understand bhakti, start with the bhakti, end of the bhakti. That is what the bhakti. So that's why here he says that the material existence of the living being is a diseased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahma Bhuta existence, where life is eternal, blissful and full of knowledge. Such chit ananda. That is what our life. That is our real identity. We actually forgot of that identity. We what do you call the ego, the false ego, right? What do we mean by false ego? False ego means wrong identity. Ego is the identity. What is our real ego? Real ego is we are soul and we are part and parcel of Krishna, and our constitutional duty is to serve Krishna. That is our ego. But false ego is what? False identity. We forgot that we are soul, we are body, then on top of body we develop everything. We develop the relationship, this, that, and everything, right? So that is what a false ego. That is what temporary. Whole human form of life is meant for revive that relationship, revive that lost relationship with Krishna, and come out from false ego to true ego. That is what we are all having disease condition. That's what Prabhupada says. So disease condition. So we are having some very serious problem. That is of what is that? False ego. First of all, fundamental mistake we have, that is we forgetful of us. Right? If someone forgets himself, then everything goes wrong, isn't it? You first of all you forgot that you are soul, then from there everything goes wrong. So first we need to fix there only. That is what here Prabhupada says. We need to identify, our real nature. How do you identify? So Prabhupada says, therefore the path of progressive material enjoyment which is temporary, miserable and illusory is inferior. But devotional service to Supreme Lord, which leads one to eternal, blissful and all cognizant life, is called superior quality of occupation. This is the highest occupation. We are talking about dharma. So, dharma. People sometimes misunderstand dharma means religion also. It's many people are, I am Hindu dharma, I am Christian dharma, right? So, actually, if you speaking, the word Hindu dharma, Christian dharma is correct only, but what exactly mean that? Hindu dharma means we have to follow some rules and regulation to perform or come to the real constitutional nature. That is called dharma, but not that it is a sectarian group or anything, right? These are the different processes, the process, the ultimate goal is develop that loving relationship with Supreme Lord, establish that Lord's relationship with Krishna. That is the ultimate goal. How to do that? Different religion speaks about that. That is all the different, but the ultimate goal is same. That is what we need to understand. That is what the religion. Actually, if you know that, if you talk about what is math, someone asks, what we say? Math is a study of numbers, right? If someone say what is science, means science is the study of all truth experimentally, all the real truth. Similarly, spiritual. What is spirituality? Spirituality means understanding of the spirit. The study, understanding the study, the process, the rules, regulation is called spirituality. And the spirituality is propagated through different religions. That is what simple thing. So religion is nothing but it's understanding the Supreme Lord, establish our dharma, and accordingly we need to act. So this is what it says. And Prabhupada says there is sometimes so he said that adoption of devotional service for material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. So this is what we need to perform the bhakti without any motivation. Only our motivation is to purify us, to get come to that relationship. Sometimes people say that what is their goal? They perform bhakti to get liberation. Go back home, back to Godhead. That is somewhat correct also. But even the pure devotee, even they do not want that also. Pure devotees, they say that Bhakti Vinod Thakur. We have a famous poem, right, where Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that he doesn't care wherever he goes. Either he goes to the spiritual world or he will take birth in a like insect or insect in a stool. Doesn't matter. But what he only thing he wants, he's praying to Lord that wherever you take me, but make sure that I will stay around, surrounded by devotee. Even if I take birth in a stool, that stool should be a devotee stool. Well, that is what he is saying. So our motivation is liberation is all is byproduct. When you perform the bhakti and all, ultimately you get. But what we need to think that we need to purify. We accumulated so many anarthas. This is we have taken many births, right? That is important thing. It's not only one life. We have taken many births, and each birth we have been associated with so many things, and we develop so many anarthas. It is piled up now in our heart. It is piled up, and it becomes a thick layer of that anarthas. So that is the problem. That's why we are unable to identify our relationship with Krishna. Krishna is there within our heart. Krishna as a Paramatma is there in our heart, but we are, because of the thickness, the impurities we are unable to identify. So our goal is to cleanse the thickness, the impurities. The more we cleanse, the more we understand Krishna, the more we understand the voice of Krishna within our heart. So that is why the cleansing process is bhakti. So through bhakti, we need to clean our impurities and regain our relations with Krishna. Then Prabhupada in the last paragraph, Prabhupada says, we have purposely denoted dharma as an occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence, right? That is the meaning of dharma we discussed. The nature, the constitutional nature. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. So that is what the ultimate dharma. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings, and he is all attractive living entity or eternal form among all other living beings. He is the supreme. So each and every living being has his eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is the complete whole, and everything else is part and parcel. So this is what Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita also, right? Mame vanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna says Mame vansa. Vansa means part. All the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. So we need to understand that part and parcel. Every time we understand that, oh, we are a part and parcel, then what next? Okay, we are part and parcel. For example, I am part of ISKCON. When you say that, what do we mean by that? Anyone? And when you say I am part of ISKCON, or if you are working in a job, I am a part of particular job. Then what is next step? What do you mean by that?
So we are following whatever the organization.
Yes. So when you say part, means we are part of everything, right? If we are part of the project, means project has a goal. They need to develop. If part of the ISKCON means we need to. Similarly, we are part and parcel of Krishna. That means what? We should in line with all the Krishna's plan, Krishna's likeness, Krishna's likeness, isn't it? That is the real meaning of part and parcel. Krishna says, Mamaivansa Jiva Loke. When we say part, means we should be part of everything. Krishna is the second. That's why Krishna is saying that, And someone asks, how do you know what is Krishna's plan, Krishna's likeness? Simple. Krishna says in Bhagavada-Gita many times. Krishna says what he likes, what he doesn't like. Krishna says what one should do. Manmana bhavu bhakta madhyadi mam namaskuru. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam raja. So many verses will come. So that is what we need to understand from Bhagavad-Gita, from scripture, from our Acharya. What is Krishna's likeness and dislikeness? What Krishna wants to do, what Krishna does. So when we say that we are part and parcel, then we need to in line with that plan only. When you in line with that plan, then actually we are part and parcel. Then otherwise, if you are in a project wants to do one thing, but you want to do separate thing. That means what? You will be taken away from the project. Okay, you are not cooperating, you are not in line with the plan or company, so you can do whatever. So that's what's happening with all of us. Being a part and parcel, but we are not a part of Krishna's plan. That is why we are struggling in this material world. When we are not part and parcel, then we are becoming part of Krishna's separated energy. That is Maya Sakti, Krishna's Bhagavada-Gita Sakti. Bhagavada-Gita Sakti is taking care of us. We are actually part of Bhagavada-Gita. Krishna. We should say the Mamai Vansa Jiva Loke. No, Mamai Vansa whatever, Maya something we can say instead of saying Mamai Jiva. That is what happened. That's why people are struggling. So when we understand this, then when we really realize this, if you think that okay, we are wise, then we have to understand this Krishna's all the statement and what does Krishna want us to do. we want to be really part of Krishna, then what happens? Then we understand that. Then when we engage in this process of bhakti, and as Sutta Goswami say that, engage in the part of bhakti and without any motivation, unconditional, unmotivated, uninterrupted. We should not do the bhakti whenever we like, once in a blue moon. We should not go to Middletown Temple on 1st January. We should go every day if you really want to perform bhakti. Just because that is what our constitutional duty. We have to perform. That's why I say our acharyas introduced chanting every day. Every day 16 rounds. That's the minimum. Minimum 16 rounds. That means we are connecting with Krishna. Krishna says that Manmana Bhava Madbhakta Madhyadi. So always remember me. So someone says that, oh, where did in Bhagavad-Gita says chanting 16 rounds? People say, argue. Krishna never say that chanting. Krishna said, always remember me. And our acharyas giving practical process. How can we remember Krishna always? Right? So that is why chanting. When we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can remember Krishna always. When we engage in the service, we are connecting with Krishna. We are becoming devotee of Krishna. So this is what we have today. So I would like to stop here. Is there any comment? Anyone would, or any correction? Anyone would like to say, or any question? Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. So you mentioned about the starting the bhakti. So what is the simplest way to start the bhakti?
Yes, I mean the simplest way, that is what Acharya says, that is the chanting, right? Hare Krishna, the holy name chanting, because that is the Yuga Dharma. Every Yuga has a different process of self-realization, but in the Yuga Dharma, chanting of holy name of Krishna, because the holy name and Krishna has no difference. Krishna has invested everything, all his potency in his name itself. So that is what we need to chant. That simplest way, which doesn't need any qualification. Krishna also says in Bhagavad-Gita, which verse is that? Sulabham Partha, he says that. Which one? Can you loudly say? Yeah, that verse. He said that, if you see that, if you engage in other processes, let's say Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, these are all the yoga. These are all, yoga means what? It's a process of connecting with Krishna, right? That is yoga. But if you want to perform all these things, you need some pre-qualification. Someone cannot directly start yoga. I need some basic prerequisite for performing everything. But this bhakti process, the chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you do not need any pre-qualification. Just it's Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Does it need any qualification? Oh, you need to be Sanskrit scholar? No. You need to be educated? No. Anyone, Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita also in the 9th chapter, the bhakti can be performed by anyone, even the Stree, Vaishya, Sudra, everyone can perform the bhakti. There is no qualification. But others have a qualification. That's why Krishna says it is Sulabha. It's very easy to start bhakti. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially introduced this Sankirtana Yajna in the Kali Yuga so that everyone can engage in bhakti. That's a very simple. When you chant, that's what our purification start, right? I was talking about the anartha, the thick anartha. That's what the chanting, chanting process. It will cut all the anarthas and purification. The more we chant, more we develop. The purification happen. Then our attraction to Krishna start. The Krishna is in our heart as a Paramatma. He is constantly guiding us, but we are unable to hear him. That is the problem. Paramatma is there. He is guiding, like the two birds example we heard many times, right? two gods sitting in two branches. One body is eating and other body is just observing, right? So other body is constantly telling, why are you always engaging in just eating? But because of our anartha, we are unable to hear. But the moment we start bhakti process, that is true. It happened to all of us, especially me also. When I started bhakti, slowly I developed. The purification happened. And Jagannath yeah, I mean, this is what we can do. Chant. The more you chant, and Prabhupada says, what we mean by Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Krishna says, Prabhupada says, Hare Krishna Mahamantra means we are Hara is a Radharani. We are approaching Radharani, and we are praying through Radharani. We are praying that please engage me in your devotional service. So that is the symptoms. How do we know your purification is happened or not, or happening or not? So that you engage in more service, because that is what we are praying. Please engage me in your service, and when you see that you are doing more service, that means your purification. One may ask sometimes, how do you quantify the bhakti progression or not? Like we can quantify everything, So this is the quantification. This is what we know. There are also you can quantify that there are 6 anarthas. Your greed is getting down. Your becoming angry is getting down. Your pride is getting down. So these are the quality where we can judge yourself whether you are progressing in the bhakti or not, right? So this is what we can do.
That is self-litmus test.
Self-litmus test, yes. Hare Krishna, yes.
Prabhuji, one question, very nice class. So Prabhu, you told like bhakti is the only part to reach out to the Krishna. But then we see like in many scriptures, Krishna is giving many other parts. Why not only one part of bhakti?
Yeah.
What is the reason for so many like Sankhya Yoga, then Karma Yoga?
Yes. So why did Krishna introduce different types of path? If bhakti is the ultimate, why didn't he just choose bhakti path, right? Yes. So Krishna also told this Bhagavad-Gita also, right? Sometimes what happens, to perform bhakti, one should be intelligent, right? Not everyone can perform bhakti. Those who are intelligent, they can perform. But what happens, they are not intelligent, Is it that they cannot come to Krishna at all? For them, Krishna has introduced stage-wise, process. Okay, if you cannot take elevator directly go to 100th floor, okay, you can take stairs. There are the sub elevator. First, perform. That's what we call as a yoga ladder. So that everyone come to the path. But like karma yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga. But the destination is different. Then Krishna says that bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmita. Only through bhakti only one can reach to me. Others, they have a different destination. From there, they can one step forward. So then finally Krishna says in the end of 6th chapter, yogi nam api sarvesham madgata yantratma. Out of all different type of yoga practice, bhakti yogis are topmost. That is my opinion. So that is why Krishna introduced, so that everyone finally come to the path of bhakti, even not directly, but through indirectly also. That's my understanding. Probably you can.
We work.
You want to take my problem?
No, that is fine.
Because,
We are under the control of modes. So different people have different modes of nature. So according to the nature, there are different kind of worships are there. But highest worship is the Krishna's worship. But that is very difficult to surrender. Surrendering to whom? To our ego has to be nullified fully. Connecting to the alignment to the Krishna, and that is very difficult. That's why one characteristic of the bhakti is sudurlabha. Rare, very rare. So Durlabha means rare, and very rare means because of that reason only.
Yes.
So we have different modes. So we have to connect to the Krishna gradually. That's why there are 4 varnashramas there. According to their nature, work, and qualification, they can engage themselves. But bhakti is there is no term and condition, any time, place, circumstances, anyone can perform. That is the very simplest way, but also it is very difficult to surrender to the Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro. Just one question. You mentioned many times about the spiritual world. Krishna, Srimati Radharani, all Jiva souls, devotees are there. Just one question. Why the Jiva souls? It's a spiritual world is so pure, clean, right? How the Jiva soul develops the rebellious nature? How that contamination thought, how that ignition of the contamination touches in such a clean world?
Yeah, so very good question, Prabhu. So I will try to give answer like if a spiritual world is so nice, everything is good, perfect, and why did we choose to come to this material world, right? Why do we want to separate from Krishna? Prabhupada and or also our Acharya says, right, reason, I always relate this to one statement our Guru Maharaj says. This example is applicable to everyone and correlated. Everyone has kids, right? Small kids. So, let's say, okay, now it is snowing outside, Similarly, kids, your kid wants to go outside and play. And he say that, no, I want to go and play outside. So what do you say? No, are you mad? Why are you going outside? It's snow, you will be hurt. No, I want to go. That's what one reason is he's not completely aware of the consequence of the snow. But we are aware of that. But we do not want to send him. Then he started thinking, no, I want to go. Then still said, no, don't go. If you go, you will be suffering, you will catch hold of cold and everything, you will be sick, then everything. Still he said, no, I want to go. Then after 4th time, what you are doing? Okay, you want to go? Go and come back soon.
Yeah.
Did you completely stop him? Why? Why can't you stop?
Rebellious.
Why do you want to stop him? No, you have to sit here. Why? Any reason?
Free.
Anyone?
Yeah, because you want him to see, like the going in
Yes.
the snow is not a
Experience
good
it and-
place.
Free will.
Yes, that is the second reason. You don't want to force someone to do something.
He has given free will.
You want to see that. You don't want, like, you can stop him one day. You can do a third day. When he become 18 years, my 18 years he tortured me. Now he will run in such a way that he never catch hold of you. You do not want that. You say that, okay, let's go him. I'm using the word. So he goes. Then he went outside, and when he went outside, then he said that he saw that so many friends, small kids are playing outside. You told that, okay, go and come back soon. But he forget about you that he had to go back home. He was playing outside. He met with so many friends. Sometimes in the play, he was so much caught into that. Sometimes he's winning, he's becoming happy. Sometimes he's losing, he's crying. But he completely forgot that he had to go back home. But you know that you are waiting your kids to come back. But you don't want to again go and fool him because he should know himself. I don't want to force him because if I force him, he will come. But what you do, you don't go and you send your neighbor, hey, can you go and tell my friend, my son that come back and or explain him. So same situation is happening outside. So think about the kid. We are all, Krishna is the Supreme Father. We are a kid.
Yeah.
We want to experience that. We think that, snowing is a fun, let's see what is the big deal. We forget that we will be lost, we don't know anything. But we are so rigid, rebellious nature. But Krishna, that's why we want. And Krishna sent us a Krishna also said that please come back, but once we are here, when you come in contact with this material mode, we started forgetting ourselves. We completely forgot that we have to go back to Krishna. To bring us back, Krishna is sending all the pure devotees, like how you send a neighbor. Still, Krishna says that he is not forcing; he is giving the knowledge. See, this is the right thing. This is not. Again, you choose. I am giving you free will. You choose. You decide. Because why can't Krishna bring him back? Because if you bring him back, then there is a big chance that he will go back again. But when you realize yourself, then you know the struggling part, then you go that, no, I don't want to take any risk, I know the problem, now I want to, so that is what whole cycle is happening for us. So once we come back, how many lives we are stuck here, we don't know. But let's not worry about that, let's worry like, now already we are here. Prabhupada said, already we are in the well. Let's not worry about why did you come, how did I come into the well. Let's think that how can I go out of the well. That is what our aim is. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna, I already you mentioned that he is very loving in nature, and he is that much kind and loving Bhakta Vasala, that is different nature, but also he doesn't leave us alone. He is staying with us in the Paramatma feature. He is not staying in Vaikuntha as a Paramatma feature. Only in this material world, he is staying with us as a Paramatma feature form. So that is, he is that much loving in nature. But we are spoiled kids.
Spoiled kids, yeah.
So one more question related to what Prabhuji asked about, like the same question, like you had given a very nice example of the kid and the parent, but like still my question arises, and which is always there, like in a spiritual world, how the envy develop, because we are here because of the enviness to the Krishna is enjoying, and that world should not have even a spot of the envious nature. How we develop in ourselves, what has bring that envy in a jiva which led to come to this world?
Yeah, I mean, how that, at the first place, how that envy becomes, even, that's very thing. That's why Krishna says that once we come here and go back there, then we never develop that enviousness. Yeah. So first time, we don't know everything, that we may develop that enviousness, but once we go, then we don't have, because we already realized, but first place, how did it come? If Prabhuji can say, if you know.
No, actually, as long as we are envious, we cannot go there.
Right.
So we have to give up our envy, ichha, dvesh, attachment and hatred, that we have to completely give up, then only, and by association with the sadhu. What sadhu does? Sadhu is karunika, very compassionate. He is titichanava, he is very tolerant. And then also he is kind to the all people, means suhida sarva dehinam. So he lives abide on the basis of the scriptures. So when we will associate with them, then they will engage us, and by association, those who are not envious, by serving them, and we will develop that quality by service to the Krishna. What they do, they engage us in Krishna's service. That's what we will become free from all those things, and then transcendental quality will develop.
Very nice example.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, to what Prabhuji just said, so isn't it like not just because of the envy, but also because of the propensity to be a proprietor? Because Krishna is the supreme proprietor. We are part and parcel of Krishna. In the minuscule quantity, we have the same qualities.
Yeah.
That quality somehow it awakens. Oh, I should be the proprietor too.
Yeah.
Then Krishna says, okay, I have a world for you. Go and become the proprietor. You can be the proprietor if you want to be.
Yeah, that's also possible, right? Because we have the same quality, that why only Krishna enjoy, because we are also part, we have to become us enjoy. Yeah, so somehow we develop that rebellious nature too. That's, yeah. But this question asked by one of my friend. Okay, you are saying that this life is meant for self-relation, go back home, back to Godhead. Then what is why there is no guarantee that again we develop that rebellious nature? To answer that, Krishna already said that. You know, once we realize this, we never go there. You know.
Very
So
simple answer to his question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
You will burn your finger in the fire only once.
Once only, right?
By mistake, only once. After that, you will
That's
never
right.
go and touch the
So
fire.
this is what happening. That we are, all of us here means, for first time we develop the rebellious nature, we are stuck there here. We haven't gone there.
Yeah.
So once we go there, then done.
Whole flashback will be there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, the going back and all these things, this is up to Krishna, but we should not worry about whether we should go or not go, when we will go, all these things. What we need to concentrate is that purify ourselves, perform devotional service. What is here, Sutta Goswami says, unflinching, unconditional, unmotivation, without anything, just have one point attention. Krishna says, Ekaho Purunandana, right? One point attention. With that we go, then we see the result. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to
Srimad
Srimad
Bhagavatam
Bhagavatam
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
His Grace Rasaraj Prabhu ki
Jai.
jai.